Hi and welcome to the Social Commuter Podcast, the marketing podcast keeping you up to date on the go.
With your host, Georgia Smith.
And Eloise Fenwick.
How incredible is this? What a different episode. I'm still not over it. It is just incredible.
I am so excited.
Tell everyone where we are.
So we have been very kindly invited to film in the Opus Media Productions studio in Shrewsbury for this episode.
Yeah.
It's absolutely stunning here. We have our gorgeous Darren Interiors lamps.
How amazing are they?
It's stunning.
Next level. I feel like I need one for my house already.
Same.
It is just the most beautifully decorated studio. I'm so excited to film a bit of a different episode here. So
am I. Should we jump into it?
I say we jump straight into it with our fancy little chairs.
I know, I'm so excited.
It's amazing. So, updates this week. You start.
Me
Mix
start?
it up. Yeah.
Okay. So my first one, Instagram are blocking screenshots of instant messaging.
What do we think?
I think this is so Snapchat of them to do this.
It's
to be honest,
Snapchat of them, yeah.
I don't know anybody who actually uses this feature. Do you instant messages that vanish on
No.
Instagram? I don't. But they are stopping you from screenshotting them now, which I understand to a point, but it's also it's kind of a bit of a concern that I think.
Why did they want them to not be screen? What's going on?
Exactly.
What's the situation?
It's almost like they're trying to hide something and don't really.
100%. Too much like Snapchat, and even on Snapchat, you can still screenshot it. They
Exactly.
Just say,
I
so
always feel like it's kind of a safety
weird.
thing, and they've just kind of taken it away. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I'm really feeling about that one.
I'm not. What? Instagram, we don't like you right now,
No.
but it's fine. However, I do like Instagram for these reasons. So, Instagram have added 2 new notes features. We talk about notes quite a bit. I started using them actually this week.
Did you?
Yeah,
How
I
are you
did.
using them?
Just little business notes. The other day I said, "Are you ready to evolve your social?" And I was like, "Oh,
That's such a good idea.
you got to leave a little note." So, making sure I got this right. You can now filter reels and feeds to view notes from your friends. Sort of like a friends notes reel sort of situation. I like it. I like that privacy aspect of it,
Yes.
but we have to see. And then this one's a bit interesting as well. So you can view notes that you've left, which is good as well. People leave notes all the time, and if you're leaving them numerous times a day, you're going to forget what you say.
Well, this is what I'm thinking, because they do kind of vanish. They are a bit like Snapchat
Yeah.
in that sense.
100%.
And how are you meant to see? Because I like what Be Real brought in, when you can just see all of the
Yeah.
different steps, which was quite nice.
It's nice.
Notes, obviously, it's not the same connection with it, because obviously Be Reals are specific moments, but it would still be nice, I think, to be able to see that.
It's nice. They're not major. They're not groundbreaking updates.
No.
But I think if you're a business, start using notes a bit more, and then you can look back now and see what you've done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like social medias are really pushing towards this close friends thing at the moment.
It's the
'cause we
communities.
we had a few updates last week about this as well.
Yeah,
I think it's
100%.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Because they've always been reaching new audiences, but now it's really down to nurturing your current audience, which obviously as social media managers we know the importance of.
we do.
But it's interesting to see them actually bringing out features for that. Shows how important it is.
Community's massive now, and I did a post on it the other day on LinkedIn. It's going to be bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah.
It's as simple as. There's nothing you can do about it. Community is the future of marketing.
It is.
Instagram knows it now. They're prepared.
Yeah.
We're seeing on Instagram. TikTok, we're going to see it in time. They've been on about it. With broadcast channels, that was the start of it.
Yes.
And now this community-based marketing is just massive. But you need to talk about the AI. I feel like that's something really big we need to have a discussion over.
You need to talk about this.
You need to talk about it before we don't.
We had a story last week about the AI, and obviously we were quite weirded out by it. It's obviously very, very strange.
Yes.
So if you didn't watch last week's episode, celebrities on Instagram had an AI. So basically you could message them and it would message you back as if it was the celebrity. They pulled it because it was weird, quite frankly.
It was very.
And then they put it onto creators instead. I personally don't really see the difference between a celebrity and a creator. I still think it's just
Same
odd.
thing, yeah.
However, it's getting even odder.
It's literally like an episode of Black Mirror. When we talked about it on our drive over, I feel like I've seen it literally on a TV show. Explain
crazy.
it, tell other people why it's weird as anything.
So, this is a rumoured project, but
Yeah, all a rumour. You have to always disclaim.
however, the talk about town is that they are commissioning celebrities' voices off them to create these chatbots. So basically, if you're chatting to a chef chatbot on Instagram, it will be a celebrity's voice. However, it won't be called that celebrity.
Yeah.
It will be called like the chef chatbot. So basically you can ask it for recipes, but it will come out in that celebrity's voice, so it's just a famous chef. They have some names released of who they've been approaching.
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot of them. I knew Judi Dench,
Yeah.
who's obviously a very famous actor.
I know. That's the best way to describe it. Just
yeah.
ooh.
Because particularly from the celebrity's point of view, we did, both of us kind of struggle to see, like, I want to say the point. Like,
And I know what you mean.
If you are trying to, like, you can ask any AI for recipes, can't you? And I think Instagram seems to think that consumers are so celebrity obsessed that they're not going to use them unless there's a celebrity voice attached to it. No. I understand why it might be kind of like cool to hear like a celebrity talking to you, but it's not the celebrity. It's an AI chatbot which could say anything in that celebrity's voice.
It's
which
really
we
weird.
found quite
we were
concerning.
saying, is this going to be like a major celebrities? Everyone's getting cancelled.
Yeah.
Meta it's like a big blown up thing that I'm slightly worried about.
Yes. However, there is a lot of money being invested into this. Like,
It's
a lot of money from Instagram.
I couldn't even imagine. Like, as a celebrity, I would want millions for somebody to use my voice.
Yeah.
You know, I won't just be like, yeah, use it for free. It's fine.
Well, exactly, because it's just like a concern.
Yeah.
I think.
It's the creepiest update.
Yeah.
I feel like every week it just unravels more. And it's getting worse and worse every week. And that's the thing about, you know, obviously talking about it weekly.
I know.
We see it as it goes through.
Yes.
And every week we go, they should stop this. They should think about it.
Every week.
And they don't.
No.
But it's fine. Let's go into like a lighter hearted
Okay, I have a fun one actually. I really loved this one. So LinkedIn are now enabling brands to sponsor user-generated newsletters. So we spoke about these newsletters the other week, and some are really massive now. Some particular users have great newsletters, great audiences reading them every week, and now businesses can sponsor them, so like related businesses, and obviously be exposed to all of their audience as well. I thought this was a great marketing idea from LinkedIn. Yeah. I absolutely love it. I think us as a podcast could use it. Loads of smaller businesses, like if you are something similar to us, like absolutely jump on this. Equally, if you are a business, look for good newsletters in your niche and see if you can sponsor one.
I think it's great. I think it's a win-win for both parties.
A win-win.
What is LinkedIn getting out of it? Are they getting a bit of the cut at the end of the day?
Well, that's true. I don't know.
I think it's great. I think I have a newsletter myself. It's more of a passion project, I would say, than a money-making thing.
I loved your newsletter this week, can I just say? It was great.
I know, I made sure to put your email in correctly this time. Last week I spelled Eloise's name wrong and I just didn't get the email, but it's fine. This week you got it.
I did get it.
I
read it.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Being able to have that option for, you know, the big businesses to sponsor the small ones, maybe the freelancers,
Absolutely.
It's nice. It's a wholesome one, isn't it? LinkedIn's made us like them.
It's a community, and I think as we've said, building communities on social media is so important. And networking.
It is. It's networking at the end of the day. Networking via LinkedIn with the community side. They've just got in like things everyone likes and one big ball. Yeah. One big ball of a sponsored newsletter and that's about it.
Fully agree.
So TikTok.
Yes.
TikTok this week, they haven't done anything that's made me go, wow. However, so I'm going to make sure, I really don't want to mess this one up. I don't want to get cancelled because of it. So TikTok are adding a new feed on Android for its EU users called Explore. Yeah. We had a look at Explore before.
Yeah.
It's not the same as a For You page.
No. It's actually basically Instagram's Explore page, to be honest with you.
It's not one video and you swipe, it's a lot of videos. And like I said, Android users in Europe, are we going to see other people get this? Maybe at some point. But it is like an Instagram Explore page. There's no good way of putting it, is it?
And to be honest, we don't normally see TikTok copying Instagram. We see Instagram copying TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
But we don't often see TikTok mirroring these other platforms. So this is interesting,
it is.
I think. Equally, I think the For You page is kind of its own Discover page.
I never got... That's why when I saw it, I thought, have, you know, Android users in Europe never had an Explore page?
Yeah.
And, you know, a For You page, and then you were like, no, For You's not Explore. And I was like, oh, okay.
Different thing.
What is it then? But...
Well, exactly. That's my point. However, is this going to make it easier for people to grow on TikTok? Probably. Because
there's so many videos at once.
Yeah.
But then you know, do you want exciting covers? Is that the new thing then?
Well, exactly.
Because they had the covers come out last week.
They did have the covers come out last week. So it's all piecing together.
It's like a puzzle.
Like
we
the
put
detectives.
a puzzle together every week.
Yeah.
But I love it. So I'll say another one while I'm here. So This is something we both thought was already a thing. X removes ads for its premium users.
Yes.
We just assumed the premium users wouldn't have ads.
So did I.
But
yeah.
I don't know. They
How
have.
odd.
They have had
Why
them.
would you pay for a platform that you still have ads on? Like, I'm glad that they've done that, because that just is common sense to me.
I assumed it would be common sense, but maybe it's going to be a thing for other platforms now, a paid remove ad thing of such. But X are really they're in the news this week, aren't
Yeah, they are. To
When
be
we did
fair,
our
this was
research-
rumoured ages ago. Do you remember
Yeah.
we did report on this when they rumoured to have like the pay on X to not have adverts? That was
Yeah,
the
that was
original
the-
X like premium
the premium
subscription thing.
thing.
So it's interesting they've only just brought that in now
Yeah.
and people have been paying for months.
I just think X they're getting a bit cancelled at the minute. I think we saw before, obviously you're going to have to do your own research. We can't blab about it too much. They're getting sued. They're getting loads of trouble. There was 3 separate things we saw today about X to do with like court cases, getting sued.
Yeah, and faking
Elon
numbers
Musk.
as well of
Faking,
users.
yeah. It's
not a great
we
situation.
could talk about X for alone, couldn't we? For like 30 minutes and all
I think
that
there's
drama.
also quite a lot about obviously the US election, and there's always misinformation on X.
So much.
But I think there might be some legal issues about that now as well. So
think
basically, long story short, we all knew this, but don't look at X for political advice.
Just in case you ever thought that's where you want to get your political news from.
Don't
do it.
No,
It's stupid.
it's not a good
but
idea.
You got to go now. I've
got to
done
go. So
too many.
this was an interesting one. YouTube tests picture-in-picture ads on live streams. Interesting. So, if you don't know what this means, basically, when somebody's on a live stream, currently, as I believe, because I don't particularly join YouTube live streams.
I don't. Live, I don't.
But they will stop the live stream to play an ad and then continue the live stream. Yeah.
I
So it
didn't even know
basically
you had
blocks
ads
up
on.
the live stream.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. And so obviously that's an issue for
Yeah.
all the creators and all the viewers. So they've now decided to do a pop-up on the video. So basically it doesn't disrupt your live stream, but you're just getting advertised to like whilst you're watching the live stream. But I'm thinking, do you think we're going to see this for all YouTube videos now? Because obviously it does break them up having that advert in the middle.
Yeah, but I guess when it's live, it's different. You're breaking up a live thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want pop-ups. That would annoy me if somebody
Really?
was having a pop-up. But I don't want TikTok to do this either. Break
No.
up lives. Ugh, they just stop with the ads, please. There's a level of ads you can do, but interrupting live streams with ads are just, you're crossing the line.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So, we talked about X, we talked about TikTok. Here's a fun one. Facebook. The only way I can explain Facebook, so they said they're implementing an education process to remove first-time account warnings. How did we explain it? We said it's like...
Oh, I loved this actually. I thought this was so smart.
It's like babying
It's like-
Facebook people now.
It's like if you speed in your car and you have to do a speed awareness course.
You have to do a Facebook awareness course now.
I love it. So
It's
basically,
great.
rather than just banning people over and over again for misconduct on the platforms, they're now doing an educational thing. So
Yeah.
to be able to keep using it, you have to go through this course.
There's like 3 steps you have to take.
I think this is brilliant.
It's great.
I think this is needed because
It is
trolling on the
needed.
internet is really bad
Yeah.
and it's putting those people off actually creating
Yeah.
and obviously it's really bad for people's mental health if you're the victim
got-
of it.
it's got its
so
cons.
it's brilliant that they're focusing on
They're
this.
babying them. They're saying, hey, we won't ban you. It's okay. You get a slap on the wrist. Finish the course. Show us that you're a changed person.
Yes, exactly.
And then I just don't want people to take the mick with it. But I think it is, they're only giving you like one warning and then you're done.
Right, and then you're banned.
Which is good because it's good to get that warning. I got banned from Facebook Marketplace once.
Why?
I don't know.
Sometimes it can be really odd, like
Yeah.
community guidelines. You just don't know that you're
Exactly.
breaking.
So now they're telling you. So if you accidentally
Which
get
is
banned,
good. Yeah.
you have to do your little course. You have to do your speed awareness course.
Yeah.
And then you can get back on it.
I know.
But that is all my
Sometimes it can be
updates.
kind of funny. Like I think we got shadow banned on TikTok
Yeah.
the other day for putting YouTube short in one of our.
We got shadow banned
TikToks.
for was me killing the wasps or the bees.
Did
no,
we?
no, the flies. We got a fly
like
infestation.
spray. You had like a
That
fly
was spraying
spray.
it, and they
Although
hated
I
us.
did repost that, and then they were
They
okay
did-
with
they were
it.
fine
So
with
maybe
it.
it was, I don't know.
The first
but
time they weren't
shadow
happy
banned
with
us.
it. but
Yeah.
It's okay. You
It'd
have to
be
be
nice
careful.
to know. Like we obviously had to work that out. Why?
Yeah, we had to go, why? Maybe it's because you used the word wasp in it.
Yeah, I
it wasn't
don't
even wasp, it
know.
was flies. I don't know. They're a little bit faffy with it. But have you got any more this week?
I think I do.
Okay, go on.
Let me just have a quick check. Oh yeah, so this was interesting. So obviously we've been talking a lot about community and how platforms are moving to nurturing your direct audience. However, his name is is it Adam Mosseri?
Oh, you never
I
pronounced this
never
right.
pronounced it right,
It's
but he's
great.
the owner of Instagram, basically. He has now been saying that reach is more important than any other metric. So followers, engagement, reach is the most important. And just to emphasize this, they are now going to change the analytics on accounts
Oh.
to emphasize, but it's not going to be called reach, it's going to be called views of your content.
Interesting.
And this is going to be prioritizing your analytics to the most important thing, which is really interesting.
Are they saying post more reels? Is that what they're trying to...
Well,
I don't
views is a reels term, first
Yeah,
of all, is
it
what I
is.
have to say about that. However, I feel like this is going to be put to all posts. It's
Yeah.
going to be how many people have viewed it rather than reach. You've got a
yeah.
point though. Maybe they are just going to completely make it like
If they're trying to
a
push
video
that,
platform.
if they're going to reward you for getting more views, it's easier to get more views on a reel than a post.
Yeah, and
So
the term views suggests
Is so
real.
video focused. Maybe Instagram's gone. Maybe it's going to become TikTok.
Maybe,
It's a
but
bit
we
of a
are seeing
scary-
this.
We
like,
are seeing
reels
it so
is
much.
blowing up
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh, scary stuff this week.
Yeah.
They're copying each other, scaring us with AI, and just changing their minds.
They
all the
are.
time.
Equally, actually, we haven't mentioned yet, but LinkedIn, their new most popular or most growing
Yeah.
content is video.
Yeah, we saw that. So I think it was Microsoft or whoever owns LinkedIn, whoever's the head of the head, come out with their earnings, their earning before, and they said that the videos are doing well on LinkedIn. I've never posted a video on LinkedIn.
I haven't, and I
No.
don't think anybody really does.
No.
But obviously, this is the way to go.
Maybe we need to start.
I
We'll
think we need
test
to
it for
get
you
on
guys
it
and let you know.
first.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's the biggest thing in social media is you have to jump on things first.
You have to be the one.
You do.
And if you're not, you
So basically, long story
useless.
short, we're going to test this and we're going to tell you
We'll let
what
you know.
happens.
But trends.
Trends.
I've only seen 2 big ones this week. One of them you've got. I don't know if you've seen more than me. I've dug, and I've only seen 2.
It took me like an hour and a half to find my list of trends.
An hour and a half of scrolling on TikTok.
An hour
What
and
a
a half.
hard life.
Hard life, I know.
The job must be
But
so difficult.
it was really difficult to
Yeah.
find trends.
Well, the one I saw was Olympics. Loving the Olympics. I think they finish soon.
They do really soon.
Yeah, which we're off to Paris. At
We
the
are,
end
we
of
are
this
off
month.
to Paris actually,
Yeah.
but I think we're there just after,
We
and
missed
that's
the
next week.
Olympics.
So.
It is pronounced as I didn't qualify the Olympics. So we've seen people basically, it was the one we were laughing at before, someone that was doing diving and they just stood and they didn't dive.
on the diving
They
board.
just stood at the diving board and were like, sadly, I didn't qualify for the US Olympic team. And it's little things like that. So if you're so bad at a sport and you have a video of you being bad at it, I will have hundreds of me doing something stupid.
Exactly.
I just need to find them.
This is such a funny trend. It's
Yeah.
brilliant. And even I'm laughing now at this TikTok.
It's
Like
just
it
back
was
in your memory,
so
isn't it?
funny, but it does just stick with you. This trend, it's brilliant. And then even Olympians are getting on it, saying, "Sadly, I did get into the
We watched
Olympics," and they're
that,
like
yeah.
falling everywhere, like whilst like completely
great.
failing at their sport. But it
It's
is
a fun
such a
one.
good trend.
If you're bad at sport, like I am, I don't know how bad you are, to be honest. Oh, you're good at bowls. Maybe that. There you go. I don't know what other sports
Bowls.
maybe you're good at, but if you're bad at a sport, tell people you're bad at it. They like relatable
funny.
content.
This could be easily done for a business situation as well.
Yeah.
I feel like you could easily switch the context of this as well to like,
Business
sadly,
Olympics.
I did get like, I don't know, like put into this meeting. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it could be really funny.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's so much you can do with it. It's going to be big while the Olympics are on, so get on it quick. Like we said, it's over soon.
Yeah, but the Paralympics is also on soon. So we will
True.
still have that Olympic fever.
we will.
We will.
We love the Olympics.
I had the Olympics as well because I've seen quite a lot about the Olympics, even just like people filming little snippets of like really iconic moments. I've seen like obviously the highest high jump and people's reactions to it. I've seen some other really funny high jump TikToks as well.
Yeah.
But my one, obviously, I'm sure everybody's seen the "just give me money."
money.
Woo! And then like some. In fact, no, I'm not going to ruin that trend. Actually, watch it.
You have to watch it. We
you
can't
have to
tell
watch it.
you.
We're not going to
We'll
ruin it
get
for you,
cancelled
but
for that.
that is the start of the trend, and
Give
it's
me
very
money.
funny. It's like bless them.
It
Everyone
came
who,
out
like,
literally
does
the
that
night
trend.
after we posted our last episode, after we recorded it, everywhere on my For You page.
Everywhere.
It is just like every time I open TikTok now, someone's doing it, and it is so funny.
It's because it's funny, but
mean.
it's also kind of shocking at
Yeah.
the same time, like because it kind of takes you by surprise, especially if you've not seen this trend before. And it obviously takes the people in the trend by surprise.
We can't tell you.
I know. I
we
feel
can't
so bad
ruin
not
it
being
for
able to describe this trend to you, but you're going to have a look.
Because we will
it is
ruin
a surprise.
Yeah, that's the way
whole
it's
point of
surprising. It's a surprise. But trend-wise, that's all I have, unless you've got...
I've got more.
Okay, you're going to have to take over the trends, because your hour and a half of scrolling's obviously done wonders for you.
Tried really hard on this week.
Yeah.
So, obviously, a lot of back to school, autumn stuff is coming in.
We talked about fall last week.
We did kind of speak about it last week. Everyone just loves what they can't have. And obviously, we're out in summer now. Everyone's excited for autumn. I obviously have that as well. And in America, we're going back to school. Yeah. So, that's massive. I've got the Olympics, my money. There's a sound. So this creator that I absolutely love, and they might have been my creator one week because I follow them and watch their videos all the time. They're this French family, and they do this look du jour. Have you seen that?
Yeah. It was when you said it then, I was like, oh, it is clicked. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
I've seen
so
it.
iconic.
I recognise it, yeah.
Yeah, and so their intro has gone viral, essentially. And so there's a sound from one of their videos, and everyone's just doing their own look du jour, which means look of the day, essentially, outfit of the day.
Is that what it means?
Yeah.
Because I watch people do it, and I'm like, it's nice. I never knew what it meant.
Yeah, no, it's outfit of the day. So people are doing their like fit checks to this sound,
that's
which is
adorable.
such a fun trend.
Yeah.
I love it. But the sound is called original sound by Mademoiselle Soph.
Sounds great. Do your office outfit of the day.
Yes.
Is it look du jour?
Look du jour.
Look du jour. Is it French? Well,
Look
yeah,
du
French.
jour.
I can't say it. You'll have to do it. But is that all your
That's
trends
all
then?
of my trends.
I'm not obsessed with the trends.
No, although there are some really funny ones.
There's limited amount, but they're really funny ones.
Yes.
That's the best. And you want a funny trend. You don't want like boring ones.
Absolutely.
And I don't know who came up with them. Well, especially the give my money.
I know. It's trends like that you're like, where on earth did this
come from? Because I can't find the original anywhere.
I know.
How weird. So I'm going to say my creator first because mine's very different to yours. We've gone quite different areas with it. You ready for this pronunciation? I've written down the name. So he's an Olympian. I'm obsessed with him. You might know him as the Muffin Man. That's sort of like his nickname now. I'll explain that in a minute. So Hendrik Christiansen. I'm pretty sure he's German.
Okay.
I think, or Dutch or something. That's not how you pronounce his surname at all, but we call him the Muffin Man here on TikTok. Got an obsession with the Olympic muffins, and he is just, for some reason, people think it's the best thing they've ever seen. Mm-hmm. He's gone from having, 200,000 views per post, which is still good, to we're talking 12 million.
Yeah, minimum 2 million.
Yeah, minimum, literally 1.9, it's weirdly 1.9 on like every post, just because he's obsessed with muffins.
How iconic.
Yeah.
To be honest, an Olympian obsessed with muffins, I wouldn't think, because I would think they'd be so highly strict on their diets and stuff.
He's
so
a swimmer
I love
as well,
this.
yeah.
It's so real.
And people are calling like his girlfriend Mrs. Muffin Man.
So
and
funny.
it's just, I want to be his friend, and he just seems so nice, and he's in love with these muffins.
Yeah.
I don't know how but if you're like a muffin business right now from his home country, that would be the perfect brand deal, the perfect opportunity for you. And just Olympians have been probably my creators for about 3 weeks now.
They probably have,
one old one.
but it shows how big the trend is.
It's taken the world by storm. I think it's because it's like for our generation especially. The last Olympics were
4 years
COVID,
ago?
which no one talked about.
No.
And then before that was London. And it was big then, but I feel like because it's been 8
were so
instead of 4
little
years.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our generation's now
Our
got that
generation was
humour.
in like year 2, I think.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we have the humour now of, Gen Z, and that's what we're excited for. But now we talk about your lovely
So my
creator.
this is a bit more of a like solemn kind of tone on the video. If you're in England right now, there is, I don't really know how to describe it, just lots of terrible things happening.
That's the way to describe it.
And it's all over TikTok. I wouldn't ever call it a trend because it's not a trend.
It's not a trend.
But it's all over social media. Kind of as it should be in a way, because people are speaking out about it because it is absolutely terrible what's happening in England at the moment. But my creator is a poet, and he's my favourite poet, and he did this incredibly impactful poem about
so beautiful.
The situation and brought it back to the 3 girls at the beginning and how, and the poem spiraled like the situation, and it just really, really hits you.
Yeah.
You watched it and it's so powerful.
I had to stop watching
you had to stop
it.
watching because you cried, but it's incredibly powerful. He is incredible, and his name is at Lucas the Jones on TikTok. So thank you very much, Lucas, for sharing these stories and these words in the powerful way that you do. I think that is what we need on TikTok.
Yeah, definitely. I think when something so bad's happening, it's good that somebody doesn't just take the mick out of the situation. They actually speak about it in a really well-written way. The whole thing was just like beautiful.
It flows, but it's amazing. I can't even properly describe it.
He does loads of poems though.
He does loads of poems about all different
gorgeous,
situations, and they are amazing. So definitely check him out.
What good little creators. Very different. As
Very
our
different.
creators, we like to go polar opposite.
We do, but they're
Give you
incredibly
guys
relevant for the time,
They are.
both of them.
100%. But thank you again to Opus Media's production.
Thank you.
We just have to say, how gorgeous is this
It's
place?
an incredible studio.
It is amazing. If you're in the Shrewsbury area or even local, we travelled for this.
We did travel for
this.
It
is a definitely
is so
gorgeous
worth
studio.
it, so definitely check them
I
out.
still can't get over the lamps. I keep staring at the one behind you and
I
the
know.
details in it. I'm
It's
not
so
even paying
pretty.
attention to you. That's the problem. I'm just like, oh.
Oh, thanks.
But thank you guys for listening to this week's amazing episode. We're back to normal in our less beautiful studio
Yes.
next week. But thank you for listening and we'll see you next week.
Bye.